Oh, hi there. Welcome to Just Gaming Tingz, Tingz with a Z. We are an all LGBTQIA plus group of content creators, streamers, and video game lovers, bringing you the latest video game and geeky news. Welcome, everybody, to today's episode. How about we all say hi really quick? I guess we'll start on the. Hang on, I mirrored. Yeah, we'll start on the top left. Dex, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm tired.
Well, can't win them all. Koga, how are
Right.
you?
I'm doing all right. I had my coffee and I'm ready to go.
Valid. I'm Lotus. I have Coca-Cola because I need caffeine to survive. Pants, how are you?
Oh my god, I'm so good. I'm just sitting here. Uh, for the people who are watching, I am sitting on the toilet. In real life, I am not sitting on the toilet. I am drinking coffee.
We don't know that. Coffee goes right through you. We don't know that.
I will be.
We never know.
Spid, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I was half tempted to boot up my VTuber Lin Blend so that I could also be sitting on a toilet, but alas, you get real life spin today.
I mean, always iconic anyway.
I love how nobody sees it because it's before we actually start the podcast, but there is always 10 minutes of just debauchery and nonsense right before it starts. And that's what really wakes us all up. Do we just get right into the old headlines?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arguably, I mean, not arguably. I think the biggest news of the week is Valve announced that they are making the Switch Pro, basically the Steam Deck. It's going to be starting at $399. It is a handheld gaming PC that will run on Steam's custom operating system just for the handheld. Its specs are pretty good. I was kind of gagged when I saw the trailer. They show you playing Jedi Fallen Order, which a lot of consoles can play that, but I was like, wow, it looks really nice. And then they show you playing Remedy Entertainment's Control, which is the crisis of our generation that destroys PlayStation 4s. So I was pretty impressed. I know I am vocally not the biggest Switch fan. What do the Switch fans think about the Steam Deck?
Well,
want it
I'm just
so
gonna.
bad.
I will say that I already pre-ordered it. Yes, I did.
It's possible.
I just
Um,
go
I
ahead,
get
Koga.
it. I get it. Unfortunately, me being me, I'd have to get the most expensive one because it has it's using NVMe memory, so it'll load games faster. And like was it like 512 gigabytes, which you could probably run through that fast depending on what you're playing. But it looks really I really do. I'm interested to see how they managed to make this work because there's so many games that you're going to be like, is it going to run well? Is it going to be optimized enough for it? But then they'll let you also like run other programs, like you can use the Epic Game Store if you want. And now me being me, of course, I'm like, there's a Nintendo Switch emulator, and I'm like, so how was that going to run? So it's like, imagine that they didn't give you like a Switch Pro, but you can just put that on this thing. But yeah, I have hopes for it. I'll wait till it comes out and see like how it is. Because I mean, the last time they did release something, they totally messed it up. But I think they're not doing that this time, where they have to where like, all right, every company can make their own version of it, and then like all the console players get confused on what they're supposed to get and just avoid it. So this being something that's handheld, you don't have to be connected to the internet. That you can like put it on a dock to put it up to your TV or monitor. I think that comes separately. It has like quite a bit of promise. That layout of the controls, though, I don't like it. I kind of really don't.
Yeah.
So they're not going to change that. I know better. But outside of that, it looks very interesting. I wouldn't get it day one because I'd rather wait to see how it works. That and it's already getting scalped already. So I'll wait. I mean, I don't have a choice but to wait, but I'm more comfortable waiting.
Yeah, the thing that's nice about it, because I was like 30 minutes late to the pre-order anyway, and like for the most part, it was just kind of like the typical like oh, once you get to the checkout, it was just kind of like it's getting overloaded, so it doesn't want to go through at first, and it's only like a $5 down anyway. Um, but it wasn't too bad. I had friends where it kind of like shut them out for like an hour, and then they got it later. Or people who just smoothly got it in. It seemed like it was better on the app than through like the browser or anything anyway. But I know like I saw it pop up and I was kind of like, this ain't real. I've been on Steam for way too many years. But Scout, like nobody can just make an account on Steam and then pre-order it, which is
Yeah.
nice. Like your account has to be, I don't know how old it has to be, but
I
at least like
checked for you.
yeah, it doesn't have to be like,
Price
oh,
measures, which is
yeah, which is really nice because I had that pop up and I was like, no, 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 my account is not new. Because it'll literally say, like, your account is too new to order if it
Yeah.
is. So that's
Uh,
nice that they have that option of being like, you can't just like make an account and then pre order it because they're like, wait a minute, they'll know.
Yeah, you have to do it through Steam with a Steam account. You can only
Mhm.
order one per account, and you have to have made a purchase on that account before June of this year. And because this was a
Nice.
surprise announcement, a scalper can't be like, "Well, I'll just make a Steam account and buy a game that's $1, and then I'll be in." It's literally
Right.
impossible. I want to say they will lift those protections at some point, but it's nice at least that it's made so much harder.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I ordered the middle edition because I did have to look it up because on their website it doesn't really say anything about it, but it seems like at least you could still upgrade your like your storage at least.
External storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can at least have the external storage, which was my big thing because I was like, well, what do I want? Because there's 3 editions and I don't
Mhm.
want to go very expensive, obviously. So I just went with the middle edition because it was like the SSD and then also like at least it was like decent storage too for me anyway, and then I could always upgrade it. Um
Mhm.
Also currently, because I did check last night, it seems like the most expensive edition is and the cheapest are the ones that are flying off the shelves right now. And you can pre-order, I think, at any point. It seems like it's not like, oh, it's getting stalled for people. Like I think you can have
Mhm.
another chance and they're opening it like probably periodically. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think
But
it's in waves.
yeah. I think they're just doing waves, but it's not like they're stopping anyone and saying there's no more sales. It's just like, oh, now your estimate might just be later. Because I know the most expensive, I think, is like quarter three. As of last night, it was like quarter three, 2022. And the cheapest it was quarter two. The middle edition, you can still get quarter one.
Nice.
So it's definitely interesting. So I think it's nice that they have it like that, where it's like, oh, at least you'll be somewhat guaranteed to get it, not day one or anything, which I don't think I would have expected anyway, but at least it
Mhm.
gives people a chance to be like, oh, if I want it, I'll get it eventually.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm definitely thinking of what Koga said, which is like, I wanna wait to see how it shakes out because Valve has a history of not supporting their products for very
Mm.
long or not supporting them as long as they promised to, and it's like, I wish that there was something clearly wrong because it would make me feel better. It's like, it's so good on paper that I'm like, "What's gonna be wrong with it?" Like, it has to explode or something, right? It doesn't make any sense for it to be so good looking. I mean,
It's
Not
gonna be
maybe
the
the hand
Vita.
I was gonna say it's gonna be the, those Samsung phones that exploded on
Oh,
oh
planes.
no.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I just don't even get it. The dock is separate, which sucks. And like, if I were Valve and I was like, I want to make as much money as possible, I would make that thing so expensive, just because you know right now because of COVID quarantine hobbyists and the rise of cryptocurrency and NFTs.
Mm.
Ugh, I sleep. Like GPUs are more expensive than they've ever been, despite the upgrades being pretty incremental. And this is saying you can basically buy a handheld laptop for $400.
Mhm.
That's ridiculous. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand how it works. Obviously, Steam's a big name, so you could imagine they can buy in bulk at a discounted things like that. But I don't even understand.
I'm probably not going to pre-order. I'm going to wait until like after the first batch of people get theirs. We'll see how it is. Also, I don't have that kind of money right now. But I'm just like, okay, so my primary way of playing games off stream is on my Switch in handheld mode. Like I feel like I saw this and I was like, it's for me. They made it for me. Like this is for me. I need it. And plus when I was like thinking about like, oh, I could get the dock and then I could also stream from it so that I wouldn't put as much stress on my computer, and I'm just like, I want it so bad. But I'm probably gonna have to wait. I'm probably gonna wait until after like the first batch of people get theirs. I know that's a smart decision, but I'm like the most impatient person. I'm just like, I want it in my hands right now.
I want an excuse to buy it too, really
I
bad.
want
I
it.
don't have a good one.
Yeah, that's why I kind of just pre-ordered, because I was like, I might as well hold something to kind of guarantee, even if it is like later, that I don't, because I'm not expecting to get it day one. So that if there's anything that goes on before I could get my order, that it could just cancel and not have any repercussions. Because like I said, it's only $5 down, and you don't pay the full
That's
price
good.
until
That's
later.
good.
So yeah, so I'm like, I'm not hurting to be like, oh, at least I have it. And then if something goes awry later that I don't like, because I'm sure they're gonna keep talking about it as the year, goes on. If something later is just like, oh no, this is not it, it's an easy just like click of the button.
That's
Yeah,
good.
sure.
That's a good way to
Dex,
do
do
it.
you have any thoughts? Any games you really would like to play on it?
A lot. My main thing is like with me personally, as much as I would love to get it, I think I would have to prioritize like a computer before I get it, because it's like it's neat that you can stream from it like when you connect it or whatever, but it's like I'm not sure my laptop could even handle that because we've tried before. So I would have to get another computer, but I feel like it'd be really nice to just have all my Steam games on a handheld, because I'll just be able to play it anywhere. I don't have to worry about like dealing with my like laptop or computer being a mess. And then like I'd just be able to like play anything. And then, you can play the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV on your mobile Steam Deck.
Imagine for me, as somebody who's sitting on the toilet right now, as a VTuber, me sitting on the toilet doing my dungeons. Sounds
you know
Right.
amazing.
It's like, sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. And you're like, okay, I'm here. I'm ready. And they're just like,
That's honestly
Don't
be
act
such a
like I'm on the
lifesaver for
toilet.
me. Personally.
right.
Because like, you know how many times I've queued for a dungeon and then had to go to the bathroom and then come back and I missed it?
Yes.
Literally every single time.
I know that too well.
Or if you're doing like, what is it, cash drum or anything, if you're doing the ones where you can't skip the cutscenes, you just put it to the side.
You can be like cooking in the kitchen.
You can be
or
doing
you can be, like,
anything, then just come
weeding.
back and sit down on
Not
the couch or
weeding.
anything.
Yes.
It's truly the experience.
Okay, we definitely need it.
We need it now.
We all need it.
Critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy XIV is what got the girlies into it, I see. I don't know. It's wild too, because like I feel like there's a pretty big issue, I guess is the word, where a lot of indies are really well loved, and like they would be games that are good to play on the go, like Slay the Spire or Mixolumia or a Monsters Expedition, but developing for the Nintendo Switch and developing for iOS or Android is awful and costs a lot of money. And so this is like, I don't think the developers have to actually do anything. And
Right.
it's just
think
on a
so.
handheld
Sure.
now.
Because I think it's just like a
Mixed
mini
reality.
computer with like a monitor, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's just kind
exactly.
of like already ported over, is my understanding. Like, I don't think it would be anything that's different, because then the controller's already there, and I'm sure like I feel like all of them already have like controller keyboard support, mainly for
It
like.
also has touchpad stuff on it. Which
Yeah.
whoever uses a trackpad, I was so confused when I was watching the trailer. I was like, what are they doing? But I wonder if this would be good for like players with chronic illnesses or like disabilities, where like, can you just kind of use the trackpad and just have it sitting down instead of having to use a keyboard and mouse, which is notoriously like pretty rough on the wrists?
Yes.
Extremely optimistic, nervous, and curious.
I
Absolutely.
really do want to see like other people with chronic illness playing this and sharing their experiences, because like
Mhm.
that was literally like the first thing I thought of was like I could play so many more like PC games, because like
Yeah.
I feel like I would play so many more PC games and a lot more like indie games that are exclusive to Steam if I could just like sit at a computer with my mouse and keyboard for long periods of time.
Same.
You can even play
Yeah.
in bed, so like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
quite a
Right.
lot.
Hope it don't fall
Yeah,
on my
same for
face.
me.
Oh,
Play like
not the
this.
brick.
Not
I
that.
don't wanna fall on my
But
face.
also one last thing. They said like it's not just a Steam store, right? Because I heard some people
Mhm.
say like
No,
technically
yeah.
you could get like Epic Games on it. So
Mhm.
that means I can finally play Genshin again. Because
Oh
there's
my
so
god.
many. Listen, Genshin is I love it, but for me to sit at like Spin said, so it's really hard because I'm always also at my computer already for work. And it's
Mhm.
just like to add on more time when I really need to like get away from it. And the only way for me to play Genshin is to literally be at my computer because you can't move it to PlayStation unless you had a PlayStation, your account was PlayStation already. And then I
Yeah.
could play mobile, but like mobile is not it anyway. Because
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
controls on the mobile
Yeah,
version
it's
aren't
not great.
amazing.
yeah, and it's gonna just lag, even if you just bring down the quality. It's just like it's not really worth it anyway when you need to have it like running.
Mhm.
So no, but I'm excited because that's all I'll be only playing it for Genshin. I'll be buying my $500 machine and play Genshin.
No, I'm gonna make you play more. I'm gonna look
I'll
at your
play Fortnite, but
library.
Fortnite's on my Switch anyway, so it does not matter.
We get you into the critically acclaimed MMORPG.
Well, I already am.
And if you get one, you have another reason to get Xbox Game Pass.
Not that.
Just that.
Yes, that. No,
Oh.
yeah. I guess for anyone curious, so like Steam OS is an operating system designed by Steam for the Steam Deck. It's not just like Steam the app. So it is apparently a form of Linux. So it will run everything. Leaf, who is the creator and owner of Itch, said the Itch app should run perfectly fine on a stock Steam Deck, meaning you don't have to change anything. No operating system changes needed. I actually develop on Arch Linux system, so I can confirm the app works well and is easy to install. So Itch works. Epic works on
That's
Linux, so
awesome.
it should also work.
Oh, perfect.
I'm wondering if you can run OBS on it. Like, could you stream directly from it? Do you think?
Stop.
Okay, if that's
my
the
God.
team, maybe I have to buy it. Then,
Okay,
like,
but
We will
like,
find
wait a
out.
minute. Is there a camera on here? No, there isn't. I was gonna be like, can you imagine? I could run
Wait.
VTube Studio on it, everything.
Oh my god.
Well,
But
No, there's a
it would
mic,
be
but not a
like,
That would be so
camera.
iconic.
is there a mic? I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a mic on it. You know,
oh,
just
sorry.
like a DS.
Is there like a webcam? I meant to say that.
I don't
There's
know.
not a webcam, but there is a Type-C port.
Imagine
probably
I
add
just
one.
plug in my. Oh,
The
if you
deck
could
also has
literally-
2 or 3 USB slots, so maybe.
oh,
maybe.
3. Ooh.
Mhm.
The way that now all of us are like,
Steam
it-
Dock sold separately though, so it's probably gonna be expensive.
it's yeah. I'll have to think about it. But if I
Yeah.
could
You can be your VTuber on the go, stream from anywhere.
streaming on the toilet for
Yeah,
Stream from
real.
the actual toilet on your VTuber
I would
toilet.
never
Oh
do
my
that
goodness.
though.
I like how
would
that's as far as
absolutely-
the imagination goes.
Toilet
Right.
streams.
Well,
honestly.
because it's like obviously I still have my Wi-Fi, but it's like instead of on my couch. Well, I mean, granted, it would be so much better because even though I have an ergonomic chair, like a cheap version one, but it still works. It's still like I rather just be like maybe laying on my couch and playing.
Right, yeah.
So if I could
Love
be
that.
even being my VTuber at the same time, that would be honestly iconic.
Alrighty, that's
Well,
enough theory
Anyway.
crafting about the Steam Deck. I think
Yeah.
we're very
we've
excited
talked
and
about
off
the
to this
Steam
to get
Deck.
afraid.
Yes.
Steam Deck,
What-
please sponsor Just Gaming Tingz and send us one. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, please and thank you. We would love to. We would love to.
Now
Anyway,
for the segue that has been
we've heard of
mandated.
this- You've heard of the Steam Deck, but what about the new Stream Deck? Ba-dum-bum.
Or
Yeah,
Talk about
Elgato announced
Steam.
a new range of products: Stream Deck version 2, a new face cam, a new mic
There's
stand.
two
That's what they're called.
mic arms.
Mhm.
And
mic
then the
arms.
Wave XLR, which is kind of nice if people already have like an XLR. I think that's like that's the only reason someone would get it. But of course, I feel like as many of us have talked about before, Elgato is very overpriced, and everybody thinks they're the
It's a
products that
monopoly.
you have to get.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's just like none of these are new products. Like, if anything, every streamer probably has these besides like the Stream Deck and I guess the XLR. But like, if you already have an XLR yourself, you probably already have everything for it. So you probably don't need this like the Wave XLR, right? And then like the same thing. Yes, there's cool new like Wave arms and everything. Cool. I got mine from like Amazon for like $15-20. I don't need to spend like I think it was like 150 or something, or maybe it's just 100
I think it's
for
100, yeah.
this.
the
Yeah.
arm?
Yeah, for just the arm. And there's two different ones. One is like
I need to
then
pay
the
that much
same
for my
price?
mic.
more vertical and one is more horizontal.
That's
I
not good.
think, I think what this is really for is like for people who are just starting to get into streaming and then they hear like, oh, Elgato has like all of the stuff I need. Let me just get all of this stuff and start streaming. I don't think it's for like people who are like already streaming. I think it's for new people who are like, I've heard of Elgato. Let me buy all of their stuff.
Mhm.
Like, because if you think about it, like everybody who's already streaming, like they already have like their webcam, they already have their mic and their mic arm, and like
Right.
it's like I feel like a lot of what I heard from like other streamers about this is kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
So
Honestly.
like, I don't think it's for us. I think it's Elgato being like, hey, we sold a lot of capture cards last year for like new people, like new
Mhm.
streamers. Why don't we just give them like the whole one-stop shop and then they can just get everything from us?
But it costs so
Mm.
much.
At like
Yeah,
50
but it
times the price.
costs so much.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
I think the camera is like $200, which is outrageous. Because at that point, you might as well just get a DSLR.
Yeah.
Literally.
Look at the whole jump.
Like webcams aren't that expensive. You can get any kind of webcam. Heck, I think the one that I got right now, I got from like Goodwill. Like
I'll
you
tell
got
you
mine
if I
for
broke your Logitech
$20.
for 80
right.
bucks.
Right. I have
Right.
like a Logitech that I got from Goodwill for like $15. Like it does not they're very cheap. Especially
Mhm.
nowadays. Everybody's making webcams too because everybody's at home. If you probably have one that's like built in, like if you're using a laptop, normally those are already kind of built in, so you could use that too. So it's like,
Mhm.
or you could just not use a webcam. That's always an
Right,
option, honestly. As I mean, I have to use one for my VTube studio, but like if you wanted to just be like either nothing's there or like a still image, you could do it. You do not need a webcam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a little shady. It's a little predatory, especially because if you're a new streamer, I mean, unless something wild happens, you're not going to be a partner for like years, which
Mhm.
means you probably won't have transcodes, aka quality selectors. So streaming at 1080p 60, or God forbid, streaming at 4K is just a bad idea. Nobody can watch you
Mhm.
Right.
unless you have like fiber, which I don't. So
No.
I don't have Google Fiber, no fiber either.
No.
No fiber.
We're in,
None of
we're in
us do.
America. They
Sorry.
don't prioritize good internet in America.
I can't say nothing. I live out in the boonies, so we're never getting it. There's just no chance for me.
Oh no.
I don't know. Like, I'm not really that big on their products except their like capture card because it was kind of like the one I needed. But this thing was like $250.
Oh
But
god.
outside of that, I needed it. But that's about That's about it. Like everything else is like you can like I don't know how much this was, maybe like 50-ish something. This was maybe micro was maybe like 100, 150. That cam is a it's a Logitech 9, is it 920? C920, something like that. So it's like you don't really need the most expensive things unless it's like something you have to do. Like otherwise, I think what their other capture cards like 100. It's just that I needed this to play at like high refresh rates because the other
I
one
get it.
doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
The
Oh.
only I have also the HD 60, but that was a hand me down, I will say. And then the only thing I really got from Elgato is the Wave 1 mic because I didn't need the Wave 3. I don't need to go more expensive for like an extra button or whatever it is. And I was like, oh, and then it has like the Wave software, which let's be real, Elgato softwares, like Elgato products in general, are they gonna work? It's kind of a gamble.
Oh.
Like I just had an update because I guess all of this going on. So they just updated the software and I had to go through everything to change my settings again so it could actually see my mic and so I could actually hear everything again. So everything, even though it was kind of like still connected, I had to like reconnect it still just
Yeah,
for
you
it
had
to
to
work
give it the
again.
path because it was like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
You
I
only
was
have
like,
one microphone, but I don't know
"What?"
which one you want me to use.
Yeah,
I don't-
it's
I don't
literally
know.
plugged in and it's like, whoa, what's this?
A new device has been connected. Doo-doo-doo.
No,
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, or it just stopped working properly. Like they have like their their Stream Deck thing, like an app for like Android and whatnot that you can use on
Mhm.
computer. So of course, me being me, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna have to go buy one. I'm gonna just use that one.
it's a
Oh my
subscription.
god! After I guess a certain amount of minutes, it just stops responding. Like you can see it, it's still doing that, but I press a button and it's not doing anything, and I'm just like, go to be right back. Go to be right back. I have to use the restroom. Fine. Click.
Let me free.
And it was like a subscription, like $2-3 a month. But I'm like, this thing doesn't really work
I
properly.
think
Yeah.
it's free now for that exact reason.
Oh, is it?
I
Thank
think it is.
God.
I could be wrong.
I
I
think
don't
I
know.
tried it out for a little bit and I was like, it's so confusing to me. So that's why I
the
don't
very
have a
least,
Stream Deck.
OBS has their own version now. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Unless they fix it, I'm not even going to use it, even if it's free. Like it's not worth the headache.
Man.
I run to
Scathing
OBS.
from Koga _ Jangles. Alrighty. I don't think we ain't feeling the Elgato in general. Not even the specific products. You're just like,
It's
Yeah.
whatever. I'll forget about it in about not within a few minutes.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a
And
few
honestly,
minutes.
like
weeks.
if like for anybody who is like thinking about starting streaming, don't fall for this. Don't do it. You don't need to
Right.
spend all the money. I promise.
I
So I think capture
really,
cards
like,
are
use
fine,
stuff
but it's
that you
like
already
everything
have.
just seems extra.
yeah. I've had a rant about this on my stream recently, but it was more about VTubing. But I feel like it's the same thing in just general terms too with streamers, where it's just like I feel like because everybody's watching either like mainly the bigger streamers and such, like there's kind of like this hidden like bar that you have to be at when you start, even
Mhm.
though like it's very commonly told do not do this, but still I feel like even when you go to YouTube, like a lot of people are like get some lights and get this, and yes, you can get like cheap desk lights and all of that too
I
if
just
you
got the light
want.
up there. That's it.
Yeah, I just use my kitchen light literally.
I just open my windows. Don't stream after 7 p.m. Like,
Right.
Natural light.
See, there's definitely ways around it, but I feel like there's a bar where it's like, yes, you do have to spend all this money to be like somewhat recognized as a streamer, even though you'll most likely only have like the one viewer for a little bit too. It's just like, it's really sad that it's kind of like this kind of like hidden unsaid thing at first. And I feel like a lot of us feel occasionally maybe that pressure again, like you would get over it, but there's like still kind of that like somewhat pressure of like, oh, maybe I do need to upgrade this, or I do need to get this, or I need to keep up with the times in a little bit. And yeah, you really don't. You don't. You can use
I haven't
anything.
upgraded like none of this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People don't realize how low of specs you need to actually run a really good looking stream. Like I just made the biggest upgrade of my computer's life this year, and I'm still on a Ryzen 5. Like it's not a big deal, you know.
Right.
Find your favorite like mid-tier streamer and just read their specs, and you will be fine. It is not that serious.
Like my microphone's probably like 5 years old. My webcam is literally like not even exaggerating, probably like 15 years old. Like it's like an
That's
old
pretty good.
Logitech. Yeah. So it's like you really don't have to go for the best thing because you can probably get this webcam especially cheap still now. So you don't have to spend all the money to get this good.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine, I
Right.
promise.
Like most of my stuff, as I said, was either cheap or hand-me-downs, besides my Wave mic, which I bought because my previous mic, even though lovely, I just didn't want it anymore because it was also a hand-me-down, and I just wanted to get it was more so like me getting rid of this stuff that I just didn't want. I would have loved to, but because there's like memories tied to them, I was like, these are memories that I don't like want to throw in the trash, basically.
Right.
That's the only reason. But yeah, like upgrade later once your stream is like going and everything. That's when you can upgrade and use that Twitch money.
Exactly.
Those $20.
Alrighty.
Anyway, who is excited for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl?
Oh my god.
I was gonna say
Oh, goodness.
it's a hype sandwich. Steam Deck, Elgato, Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl, baby. Day one SpongeBob main. Let's fucking go. I've been saying for at least 2 years that SpongeBob would be the best DLC Smash character because he's got the animations, he's got the history, he's got the charisma, he's got the moveset. Would it ever happen? No, because Smash said that they have to originate from a video game, and Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl said, "Well, you want to
We'll
play
do it
Star
ourselves."
too?" And I said, "Yes." Oh, so exciting!
Yeah, it's blown up a lot over the past few days that like the developers and whatnot, they weren't expecting that. So now they're even talking about like post-launch support and DLC.
Yeah.
But like that the fact that this exists is at first I first heard about it, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of skeptical. But like after I think I can't remember, they made like some game that people are like have high opinions of. So I kind of have a bit more faith in it. Oh, thank God it's gonna have rollback netcode. So
I
I'm
was
not
gonna
gonna
say.
hate it like I do with Smash, because God knows playing on that online is a nightmare. But one thing I think they're just really nailing on this one is the roster and people who are gonna like be in the game. Like people are trying to figure out like who else is going to be in it. Then you see like you have like SpongeBob, a few of the Ninja Turtles, Nigel Thornberry. I think Cora's looking like she's gonna be in it. Like I saw her like in like a silhouette.
Rumors.
So
Yeah.
that's gonna be, and then
If you
just
DLC,
characters.
it'll be Korra for sure.
So just characters from like the 90s all the way up until current to where I don't know who some of these characters are.
Right. I was like, I actually don't know some of these people. I was like,
Right.
wait.
It's a really good breadth, like across the years. Like they have an Real Monsters character, which I would never have guessed in 1,000 years that we would see an Real Monsters character.
I saw
Oh,
that
the
and I
Pulaski?
screamed. I was like, Oblivia.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, obviously, SpongeBob is SpongeBob is to Nickelodeon as Mario is to Nintendo. It is like the franchise, so
Right.
it makes sense that they have so many reps. We would like to see Squidward, or at very least, I would love to see Squidward in the background, looking upset and not participating, just like on every map, like an Easter egg of Squidward, just like. I just think that would be great. I don't think Squidward will want to fight.
It'll be an assist trophy. He just plays his clarinet.
Exactly.
And the announcer has to be that head from Legends of the
Olmec?
Hidden Temple. If they do not do that, I'm throwing a fit. That's like that is the
wait.
What other voiceover do they have that can do that?
The
Like,
fish
he's
from
perfect.
SpongeBob. 20 minutes later, or the announcer fish, the ones
Yeah,
that are
or
like, we're here in
the
the stadium.
newscaster.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. But
Only other options.
I want Olmec. So make it happen, please.
I love for it to be like a StarCraft 2 where you can swap out the announcers. Like if you do like a special secret challenge or DLC announcers or something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Koga, you're definitely the most versed in like fighting game stuff. I know the second they said we'll have rollback on supported platforms, you're like, all right, it's got a chance, baby.
Right.
Also,
Because
some of the footage they put out of like Patrick, funnily enough, Patrick fighting is like he was doing like super advanced hidden Smash Bros tech, and I was like, what is happening on this day?
I was living. I'm hoping that they put Jimmy Neutron in. I saw people tweeting about Jimmy Neutron. If Jimmy Neutron's in, I would main Jimmy Neutron. I would main Invader Zim. I will be thriving. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
If they do add Korra, it might be all over for me.
Right. Because I think
I
they're
think
adding
they are.
Aang because they had an avatar map in one of the
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sure
yeah,
she's
it's
gonna be in it.
great.
Like I saw her in a silhouette, and it looks way too much like her. Like I never really got into Avatar, and like if I can notice that, I'm pretty sure like most people who watched it can tell that that's her. And I'm like, there's a lot of people I know who will be excited about that. It's like that's one of those characters that's kind of like that's the character that's gonna get people to buy this game. And I think
Right.
that's one thing that's gonna help them a lot is just having a bunch of characters that people know and love over the years. So that's one thing Smash Brothers gets right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I feel like this is gonna do well. This is gonna get a lot of attention. I don't think Smash Bros has to worry. I
Okay.
think they'll be okay. But I do think that this is gonna be huge. I think this is gonna be a huge thing.
God, I hope so.
Also, like, if we're being real, it doesn't even need to have like the super deep like Tekken 7 move pool kind of stuff. It just has to be fun, and that is it. Even if it's not that competitive, it's gonna have a competitive scene just for fun. And I don't know, that's pretty exciting. I already said I'm a day one SpongeBob main. Let's go down the line. Dex, who's your main?
Right, truly.
We're all saying what we're gonna main.
Yeah. Who's your day? I guess we'll start with Dex. We'll go that way again. You know.
Right. I'd say like if they put Jimmy Neutron in, it's over for y'all. But as far as I can see from the video, it's like it's definitely gonna be like Invader Sim or like SpongeBob.
Or Koga.
All right.
Of course it's gonna have to be Leonardo. I mean, the turtles are in here.
I just want I saw someone on Twitter say, because I was kind of like, oh, it's kind of weird. It's the original Turtles designs because Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has been doing pretty well, and I feel like that style fits a fighting game a little bit better. And someone, Big Brain Irish Spring shout out, said, what if they had all 4 turtles and each one was in the design of a different TMNT era? And I was like, that's kind of big brain.
Yeah, they could just do like it's a different like color, like in like Smash, you press a button to get a different color. They could just do that.
Oh, true.
right.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Like have it switch between the 80s, the 2003, was it
And
2012?
the live action
version?
isn't there for some reason.
Stop.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh,
Just those weird Play-Doh masks.
Let's all talk about it.
I'm so busy that day.
We
Wait,
move
hold
on.
on. Which set of movies are we talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
Pants, who you going for?
Okay, listen, because I am a SpongeBob fan. I always have been. So any of the SpongeBob characters, obviously, definitely Patrick is who I'm rooting for the most. I am really excited about Danny Phantom. Do not like the creator, but also he's not really the one who did the art that much. If we were gonna really be talking about it. Also, I don't know why Danny. I don't think he had laser vision. I don't remember.
He's looking a little odd too. He's looking a little odd.
Yeah,
I don't like
that's
his
definitely
design.
something. I do want Squidward. Please. I would love to know Squidward's hitbox.
Not that sweet.
One that I would be really, really excited for if they have it would be like seeing some like Chalk Zone because Chalk Zone
Yes.
is one of those ones that I like. So I would love to see like little chalk 3D characters in this
I
space.
died for talk, so
Put in Sam Puckett from iCarly, and then we'll talk.
I
Get
Until you
Madge
can
in.
infinite.
Jeanette was said, I will
Imagine.
not be at iCarly, but the Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl game.
Yes. Yeah,
Y'all should
I
put me
would
in that.
scream.
Oh my
Y'all-
god.
I'm just
We get the
really
butterscotch.
hoping. I'm just really hoping that it's not going to be like PlayStation All Stars. As somebody who did buy PlayStation All Stars back in the
Me too.
day,
I'm sorry.
It had
I'm really
Samus in
sorry.
it.
it was bad from the
potential.
get-go. Let's be real here. I'm really hoping that at least like this will be good. I think we have surpassed the years of hopefully really bad fighting games.
Mhm.
So hopefully this will just be like, okay, it's good or at least decent running and everything, and then you just have your favorites. So it's not just like,
Right.
here's just your favorites, buy our game.
Mhm.
Spin. I gotta
Yeah.
hear what your main is.
Okay. So if they do add Korra, which it's looking like probably it's gonna be Korra, but of the list we have so far, I was really excited about Reptar.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
other Reptar lovers.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Reptar and I was just like
You're like, that's perfect.
They knew what they were doing.
Mhm.
Is
I
Reptar
totally
trans
forgot.
culture?
Oh, sorry.
is Reptar trans culture?
Every single
Me-
person I've seen who is trans, and especially trans mask, is like, I am a day one Reptar main. Reptar is trans culture.
Is
it
it
real?
trans culture? I literally have a Reptar hat back there I can go get.
Oh, I love this.
Reptar hat
Amazing.
for the rest of the podcast. Hang on.
I love this.
Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, I will
I was
say
serious. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Let's go.
Lotus is calling it out.
Oh my god.
I will say that I almost forgot about that Zim was already announced too, and Zim was in the
Mhm.
lineup. And as an Invader Zim fan, yes, I had all the grr and stuff
Yep.
from Hot Topic. Do not talk to me.
Did you got a little
No, 'cause
girl?
you're right.
Yes, I was
Yes.
obsessed. I was disgusting. You can find the photos are somewhere, I'm sure, but I was obsessed with Invader Zim to a disgusting point. So I should. I love it.
Oh my god, we love to see you.
I don't know if I will be playing Zim, but I am disgusting about it.
They better
I'm
add a
like-
quail, man.
Oh, what?
They better add a quail, man. That's like perfect.
Oh.
Like, don't worry about Doug. Just put in quail, man. Same person.
I'm yelling.
I love this.
What are you gonna say, Spin?
I was like thinking about like while I was going to get the hat, I was like, wait a minute. Cause like I feel like Reptar hits that like sweet spot of like dinosaur boy interest. And like I was definitely a dinosaur boy. So like and like I feel like when you're a trans guy, like you're not always allowed to be the dinosaur boy when you're a kid, but you're allowed to watch Rugrats. So
Oh, the loophole.
I'm gonna
Oh.
crack the code as to why Reptar is trans mass culture.
You're allowed to have archaeologist Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
And you take the
Exactly.
shortcuts where you can get them. Okay, I see. Alrighty. Again, vacillating from something we love to something we do not love. Kogo, would you like to take this one? I believe you were the one who showed us this one about Judgment.
All right. So a few months ago, well, we had Judgment originally come onto. They made Judgment Remastered. It came onto like PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and then PC. Kind of. It went to Stadia and not to like Steam or anything else like that. And we're kind of like, okay, why is that? So then we get the sequel, which is Lost Judgment, and it doesn't get announced for like PC at all. And it just feels like it was just a very odd decision considering how well the Yakuza series has been doing on PC. Well, we now kind of finally know why that is. And we don't, this might cause the series to end. The reason being is because, so the main character of the game, who I don't remember what his name is played by Try not to butcher names, trying to show some respect. Takuya Kimura. He's one of Japan's biggest celebrities over there. And the issue is that his agency, which is called Johnny's, they're long story short, they're more afraid of with it being on PC and people having access to these files of them being able to use his likeness for things that they may not want. And they're very strict about this. And I thought that, okay, it can't be that bad. No, there have been magazines where there's been someone that that signed with them, and like you just see like the silhouette. They don't even like the picture of them just even there. It's just a silhouette of them. And because of that, that has caused an issue here. Sega has been wanting to put this game on PC because Sega has seen that people do buy these games on PC. Like they put Persona 4 on PC. People ate that up. I kind of was one of them. They put Shin Megami Tensei 3. People ate that up. They need to fix a few things like that 30 frames per second cap for a game that's $70 for everything. But we'll talk about that some other time. And then the Yakuza series has done very well on PC. While it is on Game Pass, it's sold very well on Steam. So it's like people want this, but because of this agency, it's been too much of a hassle. And Sega kind of isn't really too happy about that. So it's not really like a confirmed of this is going to be the end of it. We know that they're not, seeing eye to eye on this because Sega does want to bring this over to PC, but because of this fear that this agency have, which I'm not sure. I don't know. They feel like there's some old people or something over there, but they're just afraid, I guess, of people, downloading the files of him and putting him, doing things that, and they feel like that's going to make a bad image for them. I mean, it's not. That's not how that works, but that's just what they're going with. And because of that, that's why it hasn't been on PC. And who knows? We may or may not get another Judgment game because it's just such a hassle currently.
Yeah, like
I have
this.
3 words.
Right, what are your words?
Suck
Oh
it
no.
up. Like, sit the hell down. Suck it up.
Yeah.
Like, you are about to end a series that seems like it's gonna be doing pretty well because they want to put it on PC. Like, put your insecurity somewhere else. Like, overcome, conquer, please. Because like, I just don't get why it's that difficult, especially if they've made a game for Stadia before. Because like, that's literally a computer technically. So like, I don't understand why they can't just do that again. Like, I know it probably takes some work to make stuff for PC, but it shouldn't be that much to where like you want to fight so hard for like, oh no, they're going to use their likeness. Girl, people use the likeness of 99.99% of any assets out in the world. Does it affect the main thing? Most likely not. So like, they need to just sit down, do their research, or shut up. Like, I don't get why it's this deep to them at all.
It's
Yeah, I was saying like at the same time, like I do kind of see their side of it because like I know we hate talking about Cyberpunk, but like remember when Cyberpunk came out and like CD Projekt Red had to like beg people to stop modding Keanu Reeves into sex scenes.
I definitely forgot about that.
Yeah,
If I cared about the game, I probably would have been one of those people. I'm gonna out myself right now.
Yeah.
No,
The
I
thing is,
do
like-
understand their concern. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is a real person and like people are gonna be creeps. Like it's just gonna like I get it. But at the same time, like they did release it for Stadia, which I think is kind of weird. Like, and like this article that we're like reading from is like they might not have known what Stadia was when they did.
Right.
I mean, well, the thing is with Stadia is that you don't have access to the files. But with that being, you would think that they would at least put like the sequel on there, and they're not doing that. So I don't know. Maybe they thought that was too close to PC, perhaps, and just said no. I mean, for a lot of people, if this does end the series, it's going to be kind of sad for some people because Yakuza are pretty much going for it as a turn-based RPG. Some people aren't okay with this, and what Judgment was supposed to be was the game that was still that action style game that people would have liked. So if you for some reason didn't like the direction Yakuza was going in, there was something for you. That might not be, unfortunately.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely, I understand the concern about AI and deepfakes and putting them in porn and stuff like that. And even like most recently, there was that film about Anthony Bourdain where they used an AI to fake his voice and his
Oh, that was
likeness.
so creepy.
Yes, without their
What?
consent. And like, that's awful.
Right.
But the big but is that technology has advanced to a point where they don't need the files to fake it.
Mhm.
Like, they can get it in any way. Would I love to see that more regulated so you can't do weird shit like that? Yes, but not porting a game to PC is not going to help. And Koga is correct. Google Stadia is cloud, so you don't have access to the files directly, even if it is on PC. There's probably some fancy way to get around it, but the average person couldn't do it. And it is a
Someone
bummer.
did it.
I wanted to play. I'm sure someone did it. I
Right.
did want to play Judgment. A lot of people were saying like it's Yakuza, but on steroids. Like it's even better if you had some of these like issues with the story or gameplay. Like they've all been fixed. Everybody should play it. And I'm like, I ain't paying for a PS4, so
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it is a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
very much.
Damn celebrities. Damn celebrities. Also, free Britney.
Celebrities, stop it.
Stop it.
I just
So-
especially hate it too because like if a company is afraid of people using the person's likeness, then don't use their likeness in the game.
Well,
I
also,
feel like that's something they could
true.
do too.
in a way, we could also have the argument. I know this is kind of like reaching because obviously different planes in a way, but like there's a lot of people who do mocap for
Yeah.
a lot of these games. Like literally, there's actors used for Yakuza already.
Yeah.
So I totally understand because that's like their personal, preference and wants and needs and everything. But there's like a lot of people who have had their likeness in these games. So it's not like it's just this one guy, which I
Right.
totally respect. But it is just like there's a lot of people who have had that and have been, obviously people are going to do anything, right?
Right,
Let's be
right.
real.
Yeah, the agency is just ridiculously strict about things, and unfortunately, this is one of those things. But I mean, like I said, being afraid of people using their likeness, I mean, I can get why, but I mean, it doesn't help. And if people really, really, really want to do it, they can just make their own models
That is
Right.
true.
and then take some
Literally.
voice clips and then go from there. I
They
don't know.
will figure it out.
We've seen
I've-
it happen.
I've
Like,
seen
when
it
it's-
so
right,
much.
right,
So if
like-
you don't give it to them, they'll do it themselves.
Mhm.
Like, I'm
Mm.
sorry, when it's
It's-
horny hours, their power and knowledge is strong, and they're gonna figure it out real quick.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's like you didn't really help much in this situation. And I would hope that maybe someone to go talk to them because I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I'm American, so I'm not sure how things go like that in Japan and how agencies work. But I don't know. Maybe someone over there can maybe talk to them, maybe because it just seems like it's just a fear of things. But I don't know if it's just an actual just being afraid of something going wrong, or is it just, oh, we can do this because he's how popular it is and we can do what we want. I have no idea. But
Mhm.
for me, it's a bummer, and well, I guess no judgment for me. Rip.
I guess that judgment is lost.
I guess we will not be judging this topic.
How long were y'all sitting on those? How long are you holding on to that?
I literally it just came in my head when Koga said that.
Lex saw the article title and was like, I have a joke ready.
Dex had that little anime,
God.
ding, like so ready.
Right. I was like, the light bulb.
Yes.
We gotta go. Anyway.
We gotta go. Who would like to talk
Okay.
about critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV Online?
Always us.
I need an explanation for this one. Please explain.
Would anyone in particular like to do this one? Because I am also not.
You want to do it, Panther? I do.
I will do it.
Okay.
So this is very funny. So Final Fantasy XIV's new expansion is coming out soon, right? And somehow they sold out of the digital copies of it because there's a bunch of new players getting into it. But you're just like, how does that happen when it's a digital product? Like there should not be a way for it to be limited. So thank you for the lovely, getting a lot of people into it, everybody. We got to keep the meme going, but now all these poor people couldn't order the digital copies of the complete edition too for the PC. Were specifically the ones that sold out.
Now, this may be a reach, but I feel like it's just like the case of like they limit it because they want to fight against possibly like code generation.
Mm.
Because like I feel like to a certain extent, like that can be possible. Like there's a chance that people can like snatch code. So if they only have enough codes made for something and then they sell them, they'll like make more codes. So they probably surpassed the limit of the codes they had currently generated for their usual like increase in players. So it probably like shot up more than they were expecting, especially because of all the things that have been happening lately. So I feel like they just were anticipating that it'd be this much of a like a boost to the game, that like they just didn't have enough codes generated. So they're probably like just trying to scramble to just generate more codes. I feel like that's the main thing. That's like how they ran out of digital code.
Yeah,
I
that
thought it was a
makes sense.
server population thing where like they were just too full and they said we have to stop it at some point. Because I know that recently a few like really massive World of Warcraft players started playing 14 and that brought over
Yeah.
like a shit ton of people.
Mhm.
Which it
I mean-
deserves. You know what? Get off World of Warcraft already. You want lore? Play Final Fantasy 14.
But then
Actual
don't
lore.
come with your World of Warcraft etiquette because it's different in 14.
Oh, that is
Please
true.
educate yourself.
Please learn the etiquette at least.
Yeah. I've already seen enough stories of all the WoW players coming over and just being absolutely shitty fucking people for no fucking
Oh
reason.
no.
So I'm really praying that things go well.
Please.
Mm.
Yeah, Ruby, our intrepid host and fearless leader in chat, says it's probably a database thing where you have to input a number into the system and somehow that number was reached. Like some intern just like mashed on the keypad and they never expected them to have this many players. I really like that idea that by accident.
But yeah, everybody's getting into it. The free trial has definitely got people. And of course, like we're in the quarantina still. So everybody's like, oh, I
What does
can
the
play
free
this
trial go up to?
game
I don't
to
know.
level 60.
With the critically
is it?
acclaimed expansion, Heaven's
Heaven's
Word.
Sword. Where you can meet the very handsome I can't say it. You know what? No, I'm not gonna say very handsome Astidian. No, I will not say that. I hate that nasty man.
You should.
Did you already say it though?
That I should say that he's handsome?
No.
No.
You should say that he's rotted.
He is rotted, and I will judge you if you like him. I'm sorry, I'm gonna
Same.
say it.
What is he? What is he like a terrible? Was he like a villain who just does
No,
terrible
he's
things?
not. He's literally stinky.
He's
Like actually,
complicated. He's an enigma.
literally has dirt on him for most of it, and you're just like, please take a bath. I do not like this man. I like stinky characters and the aspect of stinky quotations, but but
Really
not
stinky
literal.
characters.
Yeah, like how you could be like, oh, this character's stinky, but not like smelly stinky. You're just like, oh,
Like
they're a
annoying.
little raw. Yeah. And then like this character's literally just stinky.
Not this.
I will judge you. But Heaven's Sword is great anyway. Heaven's Sword is probably one of the best besides Shadowbringers. I'm gonna say it.
And you should.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
My
was
question-
definitely like up there, like experience for me.
Mhm.
Good.
And now you can play it on PlayStation 5.
Y'all think they will fix it?
Assume the
This
Steam Deck.
copy thing?
I think they probably fixed it already.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Oh, did they?
already. It has to
Yeah,
be.
I'm sure they probably fixed it already.
Because they're pretty. I'm pretty sure they're like way on top of it when it comes to especially their sales.
Right.
Because they want
Yeah,
money.
Yeah, they want
Somebody
that WoW
smashes
money.
the glass to like smash a red button. Oh shit! Everybody like scrambles to their desks to make more codes.
Right? They're probably like, oh, we hit a cap. Oh, like increase. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have fun, got it.
They're probably like right after, like, yes, we got to do this.
And Mr.
Right.
Square, Final Fantasy 14 is keeping us from going bankrupt. Fix it immediately.
Honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
I
why
know.
I will do a little tangent to say that's why I'm excited for the new Final Fantasy. Not the Strangers in Paradise or whatever it is. No, not the stinky one.
You don't talk about her.
I'm excited for 16. Yes, because Yoshi P is the producer on it, and Yoshi P literally saved 14. So we know that it's gonna be at least good. It's a bar. We're not gonna be like it's gonna
It's
be
competent
amazing.
at the very least.
Yeah, it will
Right.
be decent.
I feel so old when y'all talk about Final Fantasy. I'm like, which subtitle is it? Huh? What are you talking about? It's one of your bird guys.
It's a continuous story. Do I have to play the first one?
Yep.
No, you do not.
No,
But you do need to play Strangers in Paradise. No, I'm kidding.
Ew.
Oh,
Come on, dubstep remix.
The dubstep remix, the very dark lighting that you cannot see what you're doing. Your teammates Donald and Goofy over there doing absolutely nothing.
Oh god.
Choices were made.
Choices were made. But Lotus, would you like to get to our last topic?
The story of the day.
Oh, yes, this story. I mean, I was literally like about to get in the shower when I saw the story on Twitter and I had to send it. But for the 10th time in the past 2 years, Ubisoft has been implicated in a lawsuit about sexual assault against employees. If you were following like any, last year, like right as the pandemic was hitting, there were all these stories suddenly about workplace abuse everywhere. But Ubisoft was one of them across like a wide range of subjects. This is particularly that a French union has filed a collective class action lawsuit against Ubisoft for tolerating sexual harassment, and that HR, human resources employees, were covering for the abusers. And like, it's one thing if one person sues Ubisoft, because that has happened before. One person suing a giant company, it is so difficult to prove anything. And also, obviously, you're on your own against, the billion-dollar crack team of lawyers. If there is one group of people on Earth that you do not want to sue you, other than Nintendo, it is a French union. You are fucked. You fucked up so bad to let this happen. Like, Ubisoft has been doing things of this nature, whether it's racism, whether it's sexual discrimination, whether it's anything like that, for so long. I'm glad to see them get sued. I hate that it has to happen, but please destroy them. Please destroy the Stinkies. I don't know. It's so
More
disappointing.
stinkies.
But this time,
Even
Stinky
more.
with the capital
But
S.
literally stinky.
Now that you have anything to share. I mean, it's a bit heavy.
So
We really have
bad.
some whiplash joking about Final Fantasy and like, hey, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's some very heavy stuff. But we have
By
to
the
talk
way,
about it.
here's a
Literally.
story about how capitalism enables sexual harassment to happen freely. Oh, let's talk about it.
Literally.
It's just like I read this and I was just like, this is really like just the evils of capitalism just right out front and center. Cause like
Mhm.
I bet it is more profitable to not do anything about this. I bet it is more profitable to just keep abusers in positions of power because they're making you money. Absolutely, absolutely. Like, and it's just so fucked up to think about that is just the absolute truth, and that these companies like just do not care at all about the well-being of their employees because like it doesn't matter. It's not affecting the bottom line at all.
Right.
And
Actively
like,
enabling it, if nothing else.
yeah. So I hope that this lawsuit goes somewhere and that like it's like a lesson to the other companies in the gaming industry to, hey, maybe do something about the rampant sexual harassment in this industry. Please and thank you. Maybe there'll be consequences. That's my hope. That's my biggest hope.
Yeah,
Yes.
essentially, right? Because this is something that, again, is pretty well known across the entire gaming space. Like,
Right.
if it's not crunch, it's this. If it's
Mhm.
not this, it's racism.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is disappointing to see, especially because I feel like Ubisoft, after being maligned for like a long time for random reasons, people didn't like Assassin's Creed or whatever was the main one, that they had garnered a lot of positive reputation again. And it's like, all you had to do was not this. How I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Literally, how dare you? Like, it is
Mhm.
the worst thing that you could do to somebody, pretty much. And choke. That's all I have to say.
Unless it's just gaming tings. Choke.
Please. We just have to hope that it goes through because legal things are so complex and shady, and it's not about the truth. It's about like winning, you know?
Winning.
About money,
Wow.
as usual.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, well, it's a start, but let's see exactly where this goes. And it's like, I can't say that I have 100% faith in it getting far, but I would hope that it does.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Ubisoft, every time I turn around, they're just into something. I'm kind of indifferent about Ubisoft. I've played a few of their games here and there, but not much. But I would prefer it to not be like this is happening to the people who work for them. But I mean, a company not caring about their employees is, that's
Nothing
unfortunately that's like the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Upsetting.
So, but hopefully this can start some. Maybe it can start a change within this and the industry and other industries. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's true. At the very least, even if the lawsuit doesn't go through all the way or it doesn't have a favorable outcome, at the very least, hopefully this will blow up because that's what happened. Or that's what happens every time. Anytime that there is a big story about workplace abuse, it blows up at least a little bit, at least enough for people to know about it. And I mean, I think the worst thing about gaming probably is that we're on a gaming podcast. Most of us play video games for a living. And so we know these things and we can say, oh, I won't play this game. I won't play games by that studio, blah, blah, blah. But when you talk to the average person, absolutely not. They have no idea whatsoever. Ubisoft
Well-
owns Just Dance, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, and the thing is also that some people know about these things, but they don't care. They want to play the games anyway.
Mm-mm.
People are going
So-
to do what they want to do regardless.
Yeah, like it's really like, at least in my opinion, that when it comes to like a big issues like this and it comes to company, it's a small minority of people who will actually be like, I don't want to buy this, I don't want to support this, because then when the products come out, it's a completely different story.
Suddenly, I have $60 lying around. Oh, I have to. Oh, my friends are buying it. Whatever. You
But I
spend
want to
$60 on
play
something.
it, and it'll support the devs.
Oh,
I
if
mean,
I
yeah.
never have to
Oh.
hear the argument again, Spin, I'm gonna strangle you with that little reptile hat.
I just, whenever they're like, we have to support the devs, I'm like, Mama, it's a big company. You're not supporting the devs. They probably already got paid. Like,
The devs, girly.
They have a
going
salary.
to them.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, it's
You're
not gonna
paying for the
change.
CEO. Let's be real
Right.
here. Not the people who actually worked on it.
Support indie devs. That's why we say that.
Mhm.
And if they do get a bonus from the game selling a certain amount, why didn't they already have that money?
Right.
Yeah.
If you could pay that money, why don't they already have it? Why did Obsidian Entertainment have to lose out on their bonuses after Fallout New Vegas had an 89 on Metacritic instead of a 90?
Mhm.
Hate
Question.
They don't like to round up. I hate people who don't round up.
I know, right? Your
Imagine not
math
rounding
teacher?
up.
A teacher that's an A, round that up. I need it for my GPA.
That's an 89.5. Give me a 90. I should have credit for it.
You it.
And we don't round.
Do it.
And I'm
We
just
don't
like, "God."
round here. No.
Alrighty.
Oh my
think-
God.
I think we've made our thoughts on the matter pretty clear. Don't support abusers, support indie devs, and I can't think of a third thing. Fuck the
And
gaming
play your
industry. How
games
about that
on
one?
the toilet.
Exactly.
I had to.
That's point
Just
3B.
Gaming
Play your games
Tingz in the future will be sponsored by Tushy, official
I
future
really can't
sponsor
wait.
of Just Gaming Tingz.
and the Squatty Potty.
I'm okay, but Tushy also has their own ottoman that they call it.
An
Tushy
ottoman,
ottoman.
excuse me.
I am about to tweet at them. I'm sorry. I'm going to be like that.
Do it. Do it. Honestly, if we could have any sponsor for the Just Gaming Tingz podcast, I would want it to be the Swishy.
Out of everyone.
Oh,
It's great.
Anyway, oh my God, what are we playing?
I was gonna say let's start with spin. How about we already did clockwise. Let's do counterclockwise.
Oh my God. Okay. So I think like one of the few like new things that I've played since last time I was on the podcast. Yesterday I had an adventure in Hatoful Boyfriend. It was the first time I'd ever played it.
Did you know anything about it?
No, literally nothing.
Oh no.
And I played on stream as Lynn, and it was a moment. It was definitely a moment.
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna do like one more stream of it next week to choose a different bird. We ended up choosing the track bird, who was like obsessed with the pudding. And I like regretted it halfway through and tried to change to the childhood friend bird, and the game was like, no, you already made your choice. You're gonna run away with track bird into the woods to find pudding. And it's like, okay, fine.
The game said, no. You will finish this.
Listen, I wanted chaos. The game gave me chaos. I feel like I definitely got what I wanted out of it. And plus, like,
Wait.
I got it in the Steam sale, so it was only like $2.
Did you say chaos?
Mhm.
Chaos from hit new game that's coming out next year, Strangers of Paradise.
I was like, what are you
I
talking
understand.
about?
I was like, is Pants having a stroke? What's happening?
I was like, is there a game called Chaos coming out? Like, when was that coming?
Chaos. No, I had to bring an
Chaos.
old meme back.
I'm screaming.
Okay.
Pants, what are you playing?
No, we're skipping
Oh.
Pants now for that. No, I'm just kidding.
What are you playing? for
I'm
your
not
toilet?
playing anything. Nobody will know. I'm of course still playing Identity 5. I was very upset because I barely played last season and I was rushing and I thought I still had an extra day to get some of my dice and I didn't, so I didn't get the skin even though it was like 20 away from it. 20 cents away to get the free skin. No, I did not get it. I was very upset. I talked about it for like a whole day.
We were literally in a call. They're like, why did the game kick me out? And then we found out it was maintenance.
And the whole
We're like,
time,
this is
every like
over.
few minutes, I'd be like, I cannot believe. Because it still said 1 day left, and I was like, okay, I have 1 day left. I hate it here, but I am very obsessed with Honkai Impact. I talked about it briefly earlier. I am going to Kung Fu Tea later after this to go get my Honkai boba tea. I don't do dairy, but I am going to take that dairy with my life. And I will get the scratch card. I will get the stickers. I will get the in-game characters and everything because I am very obsessed. And for anybody who doesn't know, it's MiHoYo's first game, which basically made MiHoYo. So Honkai was like the thing for MiHoYo, and it still is because you can see a lot of the characters in Genshin. Like literally, one of the characters actually that you can get from the boba tea is one of them that's like coming into Genshin. Not exactly, I guess. Probably like just like a different version or like some other person, but like it's basically almost cut and paste them with the same name. And then you could also argue there's other characters in it that look like Honkai, but it is by life. I play it on mobile, it runs on mobile, unlike Genshin. They are having the Genshin event going on, so you get Fischl for free. And I love her to bits. She is it for me. And then you get to play as, you get like a Klee skin the more that you play, because there's like a cute little event going on that's like a little map that you can run around, and it's very, very cute. And you get to use, oh my god, I'm blanking on her name, but you get to use another girly, but she's only for the event, which is kind of sad, but it's very iconic. I love the game. I don't feel compelled to spend any money in it, which is always nice. Because there is kind of like a gacha system, but they kind of like throw a lot of like free stuff at you too, unlike Genshin. I am throwing Genshin under the bus, even though I love it. I'm throwing it under the bus. Friendship ended with it. Honkai is my best friend now. Because literally, like, you just could do like all these missions and get like a bunch of girlies because they're all girlies also. And then I think it's also like pretty queer because like the main character, it was very much said, oh, it's your girlfriend. And I was like, oh. I was like, girlfriends? Very just like they said it. So I'm like, but it's great. That's my life now.
I
What
love
about you,
that.
Lotus?
The main thing is I just started playing Control again, which I love, and I like it even more than I did the first time around. My computer's better, so I don't have like massive frame drops when I try to throw things. I guess for anyone who doesn't know, it's a game about being a psychic looking for your brother who's been taken by like an SCP Foundation kind of thing, like hidden government program that studies aliens and supernatural stuff. Very that. And it just feels so fun and so good. You have a telekinesis power called Launch, which is just you pick something up and you hurl it at high speeds. It feels so fun. And yeah, I just adore it. I adore the vibes. I adore the potential for lesbianism. It feels very much like Tomb Raider 2013, the reboot, where it was clear that Lara and Sam were supposed to be a couple, but someone overhead said no. It has that energy. Like we want to, but we don't know if we can. Also, their outfits are cute. But yeah, if you like guns and telekinetic lesbians, play Control. It's great.
Well,
I
now
can't-
you sold me because I haven't played
Good
Control,
pitch. I mean,
and now I might.
You know, as a lesbian myself, I will be honest, it is not canon lesbians, but
Oh,
again, as a lesbian, the energy is there. Like you know how sometimes when there are canon gays in something, and you're like, this doesn't feel gay. Like I like them, but it doesn't feel
they
gay.
throw
This
they
feels
throw it
gay,
at
but
you
they don't say
randomly.
it. Yes, exactly. That's
Well, I will
that's the
still buy
vibes.
it. It will still take my
Absolutely.
money. No.
yeah, like sometimes you'll watch a thing and like literally men are kissing on screen and it's just like I don't feel the chemistry.
Exactly.
Right?
They're probably straight. Like
Like, no. You mean to tell me that they're getting together? No, I don't see it at
I don't see
all.
it.
Nar nar.
No.
I totally get that.
Yeah. It's the inverse, which I think I prefer. I'm not really 100% sure yet. But yeah, it has a beautiful style too, like very, very intense. Just red and black and all this what's the word? I don't even know what I'm thinking of. It's like a tie-dye of red and black, so it gives this really intense look of like ink or blood falling into water that they
Oh.
just use for the
Mm.
sake of drama and no other reason. And I love that. Just if you're gonna do it just for drama, be honest. And I live for it. So yeah. Other than that, I've been playing Subnautica Below Zero. I'm very up and down on it compared to the original Subnautica. I'm maybe like halfway through it. I'm sure I'll have more thoughts later, but it's fun but a little messy. I'll put it that way.
Ooh.
Go ahead, move on to Koga.
Of course, I've been playing Dokkan Battle because the anniversary is still going. It's been a bit slower for me because since I play usually while I'm working, I kind of got done with everything like in 1 or 2 days. So the part two starts, I think Monday or Tuesday. I start so I'm supposed to be getting Pokemon Shield coming in on Monday because I got it for $35. So I had Let's Go Pikachu on my Switch. I'm like, okay, start running with that. Oh my goodness, I forgot how the
It's
motion controls kind of suck. Like I have
it's not
this here
great.
Pokeball here. I throw it, and then like a second later, it does it. I'm like, okay. You use the Joy Cons, it's even worse. And the damn thing, it doesn't support the Pro controller. But if you play it in portable, you just press the button and it throws the Pokeball. And I'm kind of like,
Mhm.
Huh.
I'm
It's all
really
over the
sad.
place.
I'm really sad that I lost my game save because it's like I kind of don't want to do that all over again.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I did get Super Mario 64, the PC port working a bit. I did try the ray tracing mod for it. It's kind of taxing it sometimes when there's a whole bunch of water, but it's actually
Yes.
pretty. Yeah, because it has a reflection, right? So the water looks like completely different. So it shows reflections off of like, well, the walls, Mario, everything else. Like the shadow isn't like this one little circle that they used to do back then. It's like it's actually his shadow now. The light, like the sun that's there now gives off a light, so it's casting shadows and everything else. It's pretty decent, but it's pretty taxing. Then yesterday I played like Fast RMX. It's think of it kind of like F-Zero. It's really fast and I don't really know how I know where I'm going. I just go by faith and this normally works pretty well. It's just really 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 fast. Why do we have another F-Zero, Nintendo? Nintendo, please. Also played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Online. That's as chaotic as I remember it.
Absolutely.
I don't know how people get. I mean, coming in first is fine, but if you think you made it there out of skill, you're a liar. There ain't no way. There's no way. I can't tell you how many times I'm just doing everything correctly, and then I just get hit for no reason because you can use 2 items in the Switch version, and it's a chaotic mess. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun, but I could never take that seriously in any way, shape, or form. But it's a lot of fun. Also played Hatsune Miku Project Diva Mega Mix. That's a long title. My God,
So many words.
it is. I downloaded the rest of the DLC yesterday. It was about like $30, so I ran through like a few of those. I still like playing it. Playing it on the Switch is kind of a bit weird because I have to have it set where it shows me the PlayStation controller layout because otherwise it shows a Nintendo layout. And I'm an Xbox person, and the A and B is like the other in the opposite
Yes.
spot, and so is X and Y. So like the B button to come up as a note, and I'm pressing A. And so I got to get used to the PlayStation one again, and also get used to using the D-pad. So I'm back on medium, and I used to be on hard like 2-3 years ago. What happened? What happened? I think that's about it. Isn't it? I'm missing something, and I don't know what it is. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, look, we'll just move on because I don't know. What have you been playing, Dex?
So the usual Final Fantasy 14. I've just been grinding for my side stuff currently. I do a little bit of Fortnite with some friends every once in a while, and then I've been blasting through Need for Speed Underground 2. So hopefully, if I ever decide on either prioritizing 14 or Need for Speed, I'll finish it sometime soon. So looking forward to getting that over with. That's all for me.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
That's the next segment. Little
Next segment jingle.
jingle. That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about what we're doing on our stream and
Yeah,
stuff?
Yeah, where we
please.
can find you. Let's start with Dex.
Well, you can find me at Dextralicious on Twitch and YouTube, and you can find me on Twitter at DexIsAMess.
Yeah. Koga.
You can find me here on. I almost say here on Twitter. We're not on Twitter. Here on Twitch and Twitter at Koga_Jangles. As I said, I'll be getting Pokemon Shield. Should be in Monday, so I'll probably give that a shot on stream. I can't promise I'm going to go through that completely on stream because going through some RPGs is just it'll take way too long. So I'm gonna go through that probably. If not, then probably just something else. Lotus.
You can find me at Lotus Loves Lotus on Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, and YouTube. I like to play indie games and talk shit. And that's me. Pants.
Hello, you can find me at Pants Travian everywhere. I will be taking a hiatus until mid-August because work is getting wild and I have longer hours and I'd rather just not, try to stream with that going on. Maybe occasionally because I do have things planned, but it would be most likely either just not happening or just like a random like, hey, I am streaming, or I'll just join people. But yeah, I'm Spin.
Well, you can find me at Spinblend on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm running events all month long for my birthday month. The next big one is going to be next Wednesday. I'm going to be doing a cowboy-themed fashion show on my Animal Crossing island, Yeehaw Land. And that's going to be fun. I'm really excited for that. And I also started a new YouTube channel for my VTuber. So just look up Lynn Blend and you will find her on there. And she'll be I'm doing edited versions of the Lynn streams as well as original true crime videos on that channel. So
Nice.
excited for that. Yeah, we did it, everyone. We did a
I think
podcast.
I was just thinking. I think we
Yeah.
did it, gamers.
Yes.
Good for us.
We sure did.
Oh, should we say right? This episode will be available on YouTube and as a podcast version within the next week. I think we're supposed to say that, and that we'll be back again on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I always have to do the math because I'm Central.
Yeah, same. I just usually
Yeah,
put
we-
Central Time because I'm like, look, I'm Central. Y'all can figure that out by yourselves.
We're in the
1
middle.
o'clock
The rest of
Central.
y'all need to deal with it. It's
Right.
easier to do the math from the middle.
We'll show up maybe 5 to 10 minutes late with a nice coffee, but we'll be there. We'll see
Right.
y'all then. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye. What if Ruby's not there and we're just waving for eternity?
Oh,
Ruby,
that's
Ruby, turn it off.
Ruby,
Turn it off.
Ruby.
turn off this crazy thing.
Ruby.